there's a new company that has a stock that's going live soon, right? Or it's coming out or something. This company called PodcastOne or Live One, right? We're part of a larger group of podcasts that were stolen from, right? We were in total, just between talking with folks, there's up to $4 million that I know of that people were taking advantage of. We're in the 6 figures. I know of podcasts that are in the 7 figures. And Colin Thomson, that's his name. I want to say his name so you know it.
Kast Media, though, is something you should be concerned with because they are the ones who run Fighter and the Kid.
Just bought Dunkin' Donut and someone else out.
Donut?
The owner of Arby's bought Dunkin' Donut and somebody else.
Kast Media is a full, all-inclusive production company. Okay, so they're not only the admin, they do your merch, they do your website, it's a podcast in a box. And you'll be disgusted. Now you just go and you pay Kast Media, they set you up in a day. So you've got Penn's Sunday School on there, The King and the Sting, Impulsive. And by the way, they got to take that off. Look at this,
wow.
The guy from The Bachelor.
Logan, sue them.
You should sue them, Logan, because Logan did something that's pretty cool. He fired Kast Media. Yeah.
Everyone's getting fired. Yeah, the guys, the engineers running our soundboard are not our typical engineers.
Mm-hmm.
I fired Kast Media. I fired them today.
Essentially, you fired.
Colin Thomson. I run a digital media agency called Kast Media, and we really focus on podcasting. And we have clients that range from brands like Verizon and PR, also influencers, people like Ty Lopez, other people you may have heard of. We work with all these brands and influencers on their podcasts.
It got to be where we were getting paid less of the payment we were owed. And they sell all the ads a year in advance, so you're kind of stuck into the year, right? And the advertisers were paying Colin Thomson and Kast Media, and they weren't paying us. They would pay us a little bit, and they had a reason why. And hey, we have to get paid, man. We have to, and we weren't getting paid. And so finally, I was able to make a new deal and just cut ties completely. I made sure that everything, they breached our contract, and so I was able to cut ties.
I found out recently that Kast had decided to not pay us the money that they owe us from the reads that we'd already done prior to being out there. And I was pretty angry about that.
We definitely got fucked over as well. But I wasn't even completely oblivious to it. After a year of doing Fear and Malding, before we switched it over to Fear and, we got paid I think our final payout was $6,000 or something. And every episode had 3 different fucking ads. They got so lucky with us.
Live One to acquire certain assets of Kast Media. And there's some bullet points here. Proposed deal expected to add $10 million plus in annual revenues. Acquisition would bring in-house IP development and ownership to Live One and its subsidiaries, and is expected to include more than 25 weekly podcasts and 33 million monthly downloads. Assets expected to include top Kast Media shows, some more news, Brenden Schaub's Fighter and the Kid.
Kids born in the States or Ecuador?
The first 2 in Ecuador, my last daughter here.
And I'm sure they were young when they were born in Ecuador? Or
The Opportunist, Lost in Panama, Vigilante, and Was It Real? And top-tier host talent, Ellen Marsh, Rabia Chaudhry. I don't know who these people are. I'm sorry if
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I've never heard any of this shit.
Whitney Cummings.
Okay.
Then I get a call from Brenden Schaub. Then I get a call from Theo, and apparently this Colin guy has been taking everybody's money and ran with it and declared bankruptcy and is now starting a new company and trying to hire a bunch of us to go back. So if you see Colin Thomson named on any podcast, just know that that's who you're dealing with. And if you're a podcaster and those guys are reaching out to you, just know that I don't think I've met a bigger piece of shit. And I worked for Sirius.
They tell me that if you come over to our new network, over to this new network, PodcastOne, that will pay you some of what you're owed in stock, right? but the stock hasn't gone public. So they're trying to, it felt like to me, they're trying to leverage our podcast and other podcasts. Fucking just, it felt real dirty. And it felt like just no respect for podcasting, no respect for the work that we had done. You know, to get paid by the advertisers and then not pay us. And then for Colin to lead us in this direction to say, well, if you join this other group before their stock goes out, that then we'll pay you in some of the stock, but part of that will be based on if we're there for it to do well. I don't know, man, but I know what it feels like to be taken advantage of. Just between talking with folks, there's up to $4 million that I know of. That
$4 million stolen by Kast.
We're in the 6 figures. I know of podcasts that are in the 7 figures. And Colin Thomson, that's his name. I want to say his name so you know it.
Because you know Tyson Fury's father named him Tyson because of you. You're familiar with this?
Well, I'm honored. I'm just humbled. Yes.
And he said he would love to do a exposition or amateur match with you just to